It smelled like a cleaning solution mixed with some cayenne pepper. Like, it just... Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So glad to have you guys here today. As you can see from the title, the thumbnail, description box, today we have a Mancera perfume review. Before we get into the video, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel and turn on your post notifications so you never miss whenever I do post a video. So a few months ago, I did a review of Montel samples. And if you don't know, Montel and Mancera are sister companies. I believe Pierre Montel owns them both, if I'm not mistaken. And out of the two, I fully expected to like Montel better. I don't know why, I just expected to like Montel better. But listen, Mancera surprised me. So today I have 7 samples to share with you guys. So let's get right into the video. So jumping right into the fragrances, the first one I want to talk about is Rose's Vanille. And I want to mention that I did get my samples from Twisted Lily. I definitely recommend you checking them out if you want samples of fragrances before you buy them. They do have like a lot of niche fragrances, which I do like. So yeah, definitely go check them out. Now, the notes in Rose's Vanille are listed as lemon, vanilla, rose. I think they said like there's some cedar in here, sugar, just to name a few. Now, the only thing I smell in Rose's Vanille is sugar, vanilla, and rose. Imagine like a sweet, sugary, gourmand rose. This is Rose's Vanille. And it's so funny, like at first when I got this, I didn't really like this because I'm not really a gourmand person. I'm a fruity floral girl, so this was kind of outside of my comfort zone. It wasn't until I started wearing it like around the house, like the sample, that I fell in love with it in the air. So I definitely recommend that. Like if you get a fragrance that you don't like or that you're on the fence about, definitely wear it or let it sit and then revisit it, and then you can make like your opinion on it, because now I am absolutely in love with Rose's Vanille. What I do want to say is that the DNA in this fragrance is not unique at all. Rose's Vanille smells like Instant Crush. No, sorry. Rose's Vanille smells like Intense Cafe, smells like Rose's Musk. And all of those fragrances has the same DNA as MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. So if you have Gentle Fluidity Gold and you want something that's kind of similar but a bit like cheaper, I would definitely recommend you checking out one of those 3 fragrances. The only difference I would say is that on the dry down, Gentle Fluidity Gold is a bit more soft and powdery, whereas especially Rose's Vanille is just, it's a bit loud. So I would say that. In terms of longevity and projection, listen, if you don't know, Montel and Mancera, when it comes to their projection and longevity, they don't play. Rose's Vanille lasted on my shirt, I want to say, until I washed it. Sillage is really, really good. People can smell you. So this is a fragrance that if you don't really like loud fragrances, I probably wouldn't get this. In terms of longevity on my skin, I probably get about 6 to 7 hours. So yeah, definitely a great fragrance. If you are a gourmand rose lover, I definitely would check out Rose's Vanille. So next up, we have Jardin Exclusif and Juicy Flowers. These fragrances are often compared, so I'm definitely going to talk about them together, but let me just do the individuals first. So some of the notes in Jardin Exclusif are listed as, I'm looking at my laptop, pear, orange, apple, Bulgarian rose, blackcurrant, vanilla, etc., etc. I told you guys before when I was doing my Arabian perfume review, I don't know what it is about blackcurrant, but all of my favorite fragrances have blackcurrant in there, and this is no different. Jardin Exclusif, the best way I can describe this, think about like an overly sweet fruit cocktail, or if you're in a fruit garden and the fruits are literally ripe, like overripe and bursting out at the seams. This is Jardin Exclusif. This is such a nice, sweet, like fragrance. I think this is supposed to be a dupe of Kirke by Tiziano Terenzi, and it also has the same DNA as Herba Pura. I've never smelled those fragrances. I've only smelled fragrances that kind of smell like Herba Pura, and this kind of has the same DNA, but it goes in a different direction. In terms of fruity fragrances, Jardin Exclusif is literally the best fragrance I've ever smelled. As you can see, my sample is literally down to maybe, is this the right sample? Yeah, it's down to its last sprays because I've been spraying this. I need to get a full bottle actually because I just love this. My only complaint, not a complaint, but the only thing I would say about Jardin Exclusif is that this fragrance is not a fragrance that I can wear every day because it is so strong. And it just sounds so weird me saying that because I love strong fragrances. I love choking everybody out. But this fragrance, if I wear it every day, it's gonna give me a headache and I'm not really gonna appreciate the fragrance as much. It is so strong, it is so potent. If you spray too much of this, you can like fill a room. So when I do spray, I have to spray in small doses or else, yeah, I'm really gonna get a headache and I'm gonna get tired of the smell. In terms of sillage, literally, people are gonna be able to smell you before they see you, so keep that in mind. If you get this, I wouldn't recommend you spraying too much. Lasting power, listen. This on your clothes, you're gonna have to wash your clothes maybe twice to get this out. This is such a long-lasting fragrance. It's just beautiful. I would just be mindful of how you spray it and how many sprays you spray. If you are someone who does get headaches, probably wouldn't recommend you getting this. But like I said, I love it, so I'm definitely gonna get a full bottle, but I just have to be careful with how I spray it. So next up, we have Juicy Flower, and honestly, Juicy Flowers is the little sister to Jardin Exclusif. Some of the notes in this fragrance are red fruits, rose, peach, white musk, raspberry, pink pepper. I think the name of this fragrance is very well fitting. It literally smells like a juicy flower. Like you get the pear, you get the peach, you get the pink pepper, you also get the rose. On the dry down, you do get some vanilla, so it kind of adds like a bit of creaminess to it. I really do like this. This is the only fragrance that I actually own a full bottle of. Shout out to my friends, I got this on my birthday. And yeah, compared to Jardin Exclusif, Jardin Exclusif was more of a fruit forward fragrance. Now Juicy Flowers is more of a floral forward fragrance, and it has the fruit notes kind of in the back. Not really like in the back, but they're just not as loud as the florals. So if you're someone who doesn't really like fruits, I would definitely go for Juicy Flowers. Now what I can say about this fragrance, like I said, this is the only one that I do own a full bottle of. Now when I first got this fragrance, I was going nose blind to it, and I was actually worried because I never go nose blind to fragrances. I used to spray this and literally in 10 minutes it would just vanish. That's why I've used so much of it in such a short period of time, because I was just like spraying it like Bath and Body Works. And then I realized that when you get fragrances, sometimes you need to let your fragrances sit down and marinate, because a lot of times these fragrance houses are pushing out so many fragrances at once that they don't really give it time for the ingredients to mix. But now that it's been about 8 months, this is definitely giving me the Mancera performance that I expected in the beginning. On my clothes, this probably lasts about, I want to say, 2 weeks. On my skin, I'll probably get about 6-7 hours. Sillage is definitely pretty good. And like I said, a lot of people make the comparison between Juicy Flowers and Jardin Exclusif. To me, I can kind of see the similarities. They're probably like 50% similar. That's why I said this is like the little sister to Jardin Exclusif. But depending on what you like in a fragrance will determine what you get. If you like fruit fragrances, you would definitely go ahead and get Jardin Exclusif. If you like a more floral based, you can get Juicy Flowers. I definitely recommend you sampling them both. Me, I'm gonna go back and get Jardin Exclusif because I just love them both, and I would wear them to different places. Everywhere that I said that you couldn't wear Jardin Exclusif to, you can wear Juicy Flowers to. This one does not choke me out. This can definitely be an everyday scent. You can wear this as like a teacher, a principal. This is just really non-offensive. It's not as loud. You're not gonna clear out a room if you wear this. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. If you want something that's like a bit lighter than Jardin Exclusif, that's not really headache inducing, I would definitely check out Juicy Flowers. So next up, we have the famous Instant Crush. Honestly, if you watch any Mancera videos, you're gonna see Instant Crush. It is so widely talked about, so I had to try it. Some of the notes in this fragrance include saffron, ginger, bergamot, rose, vanilla, musk, etc., etc. Now, I had no idea what this fragrance was gonna smell like, but what I can say just from smelling it, it does have the DNA of Baccarat Rouge. It's definitely not a dupe for Baccarat, but it has the DNA. I think it might be the saffron. I think that this is a bit more on the spicy side when compared to Baccarat. Baccarat is more, I would say, sweet. This one, because it just have that prominent ginger note, yeah, it kind of gives it like a warm, spicy feel to it. Now, I want to say Instant Crush and I, we have a love-hate relationship. Some days I smell it and I'm just like, this fragrance is so good. And other days I smell it and I feel like it's a bit too masculine leaning. Like right now I'm smelling it it smells good, but it just smells a bit masculine for me today. Tomorrow it may smell good. When you smell it, I smell nothing but saffron and ginger. That's like at the forefront of the fragrance, and then in the background you do smell some of the citrus, some of the rose, and on the dry down you do get the vanilla. If I didn't know any better, I would definitely think that there was some type of oud in here. But yeah, this is just like a woody, spicy fragrance in a good way, of course. So like I said, this is a unisex fragrance. So if you are a woman who likes the smell of like baccarat, but you want something a bit more woody, more spicy, something with ginger, I would definitely check this out. On a man, this would probably be a bit more on the sweeter side. So feel free to layer this with something woody, something with amber, something with rose. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. This would be a perfect all year round scent. Yeah, I can see somebody wearing this in all 4 seasons. So yeah, definitely check this out. It's not bad, but like I said, it is a little bit too masculine leaning for my taste today. We'll see about tomorrow, but yeah, this is instant crush. So next up we have Red Tobacco. And first of all, can we just talk about the sample? I got this sample from Scent Split, and I absolutely hate how the samples come. So there's no atomizer on here. You have to physically open this, and when you open it, it gets all over your hand. So yeah, that's what happened with me in this fragrance. But before we get into that, let's get into the notes. So some of the notes are cinnamon, oud, saffron, incense, sandalwood, tobacco, vanilla. Honestly, this is a whole lot going on in here. And when I first got this fragrance, I think this was my first fragrance with incense, oud, and tobacco. So you can imagine, like when I smelled this fragrance, literally my jaw dropped. Like, I've never been offended by a fragrance until I smelled Red Tobacco. And if you've ever done any research on Red Tobacco, like on Fragrantica or on TikTok or on YouTube, everyone speaks so highly of the fragrance. So when I smelled it, I was just like, like, this cannot be the fragrance that everyone is speaking so highly about. Like, it just really cannot be. Like, I was just in shock. Like, I could not believe it. So I want to say, on the opening, when you first spray it, well, in my case I had to like dab it, literally the opening is nuclear. It smelled like a cleaning solution mixed with some cayenne pepper. Like, it just smelled like a whole bunch of like listen, I was ready to be done with it. Like, after I smelled it, I just closed it and I moved on to the next fragrance. It wasn't until the next day, when this strip was fully dry, that I was actually able to appreciate the fragrance. When it is fully dry, you can smell the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the oud, the saffron, the tobacco, the vanilla, the amber. Like, everything is just blended beautifully, but I can still identify the notes. I can't really smell any green apple or any white pear in here, but yeah, this is just a really nice, spicy, sweet kind of fragrance. Not sweet in like a think of like a oudie sweet. I mean, it is a oudie sweet, but you know, when you add oud to certain sweet fragrances, it just does something to the fragrance. Like, it just changes the entire chemical makeup of the fragrance. So yeah, and literally from reading the reviews, a lot of people have said that when they spray this fragrance, it gives them a headache for the first hour, for the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Times vary per person. So keep that in mind. If you want to wear this fragrance out, I definitely recommend you spraying it on your outfit or your jacket or whatever you're wearing, maybe even a day before you wear it, because literally the next day people are still going to be able to smell you. This is probably one of the strongest fragrances that I have ever smelled. Literally, this lasted on the test strip for over a month. Like, it was crazy. It was ridiculous. The sillage on this is, people are going to, listen, this fragrance will probably outlive you. It lasts so long. Think about like Arabian's Tonka by Mancera, and what I said about that lasting 2 days on my skin. This is like Arabian's Tonka's big brother. So this lasts forever. Literally, you only need 2 sprays of this. Even 2 sprays, like maybe just 1 spray. People are gonna smell you before they see you, before they even think of you. They're gonna be like, what is that smell? Because it's gonna be you. So yeah, if you're curious about this fragrance like I was, I definitely recommend you sampling it first. Do not blind by this, especially if you're not really like a oudi person, tobacco, incense person. Yeah, I definitely recommend you sampling this before you do get it. So next up we have Sicily, and for some reason I don't know why I really don't hear much about this fragrance, but let's get into the notes. So some of the notes in this fragrance are orange, grapefruit, apple, rose, musk, ylang ylang. Now the best way I can describe Sicily, imagine like a fruit cocktail on like a hot day, but the fruits that you're smelling is like grapefruit and orange. This is a really citrus forward fragrance. It really reminds me of Sunny D in some aspects, but yeah, it's just a really nice juicy fruit cocktail. Me personally, I wouldn't get a full bottle of this fragrance because I don't like citrus forward fragrances, but if you are a citrus person, I definitely would get this. In terms of longevity and sillage, I can't really speak about that because again, it did come in this bottle and I would have to like dab it on my skin, which I haven't done so, but honestly, if it's anything like any other Mancera, this will probably last a really long time. If you are someone who likes fruity, citrus forward fragrances, I would definitely recommend you go ahead and get this because it's definitely not a bad scent, just not for me because I'm not a citrus person. But if you are, yeah, definitely go and get this. This would be so nice in the summertime. So the last fragrance I want to talk about is Roses Greedy. Now some of the notes in Roses Greedy are listed as peach, blackcurrant, coconut, pink pepper, white musk, sugar. Honestly, the best way I can describe Roses Greedy, think about like a sweet, jammy rose, kind of like a gourmand rose. I'm so surprised to learn that there's coconut in here because I absolutely hate coconut. I despise coconut, but I don't smell any coconut in this fragrance at all. Some people say that they do smell it, but me, I don't smell it. This is such a mature rose scent. I'll probably wear this if I'm going to church or like an important meeting. Yeah, I really love this fragrance. It reminds me so much of this fragrance right here, Chanel Gabrielle Essence, except this one doesn't have the rose aspect. But honestly, if you added rose to this, they would virtually be the same fragrance. So if you ever smell this, then you kind of have an idea of what Roses Greedy smells like. In terms of longevity, listen, again, it's gonna last until you wash your clothes. Sillage is really strong. People are going to smell you. If you don't have any Manceras in your collection, I don't know what you're waiting for because clearly Mancera is not playing. Like, you're getting a bang for your buck. I would definitely recommend this. And if you're like me and you don't like coconut, I would recommend you trying this out because like I said, I hate coconut, but I don't get any coconut in this at all. It is just so good. I really do like this. So friends, that was it for my Mancera review. Honestly, I absolutely love this company. They continue to blow me away each and every time. If you guys have any recommendations for fragrances I should try, because I want to say I have about 6 more samples, but those are not really spoken about. But yeah, if you guys have any more sample recommendations for me to try, leave them down in the description box below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.